Hey guys, daily Bitcoin update here. And it seems like very morning now starts not with coffee, but with hitting new all-time highs for Bitcoin. We're getting closer to the 74,000 mark, folks. And the most interesting part, yesterday we had a little dip, but I was quickly bought up. What is happening? And could we see a deep correction? We'll definitely talk about that today. Let's dive into the charts. First off, guys, don't forget to like this video. And secondly, an important reminder, if you want to really understand cryptocurrency and make some profits, hit me on Telegram. Now let's get into the charts. So yesterday we had a small correction. We can down perfectly to the level of 69,366. Take a look, this is the level of the price cycle all-time high. Market right here, historical height. We can down precisely, tap into it, grab that zone, and very quickly, we were both back up to interesting point here. First, how quickly we were both back up. It was just a job, and we bounced right back. Actually, what's interesting is that the correction was only 6%. After such a strategic rise, and guys, you have to understand the Bitcoin is rising without any setback. Just with their minimal much higher movement is when the price actually experiences some local correction, and that much better. So the fact that we saw at least some minimal correction in my option is good for the market. And today in the morning we are already updating the all-time high. But nevertheless, the question of whether they're called the deeper correction still lingers with us.
So let's talk about that. What I want to draw your attention to is the hype surrounding starting from seller who talks about Bitcoin on federal channels, to Drake who shared snippets from interview on his Instagram with 150 million followers. The positivity is growing, and despite yesterday a little dip, the fear and great index stand at 18.1.
Now the question arises, where could the correction actually be? You guys have to understand that we're experiencing uninterrupted growth, and we've been growing for a very long time, very long, and sooner or later, correction awaits us. And we might see a correction not like yesterday, but we might see some deeper correction. But you have to understand that this might not happen tomorrow, and there are no points shorting and waiting because all levels are aligning perfectly right now. We could continue to grow for a long time. Let me draw an analogy for you. Past events don't guarantee us that outcome in the present, but still, please take a look at when we last update our history height. We saw 14 weeks of uninterrupted growth before we saw any correction. Remember, I always tell you guys, you should always keep in mind that in the market correct today by 30% or conversely sharply rises by 30%, your portfolio should feel comfortable in both cases. 30% correction and beyond, guys, again 2, 3, 4 weeks of extreme growth. Well, definitely talk about the sun. By the way, what's your mood regarding the markets? Do you believe that Bitcoin will reach $100,000 maybe soon? Or do you think we'll move somewhere around here and then see a deeper correction? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm very interested to read them. Now let's move on the local levels, local situation. Looks guys, that 69,000 level worked beautifully. Below that, we have the loss of interest low. The next area of interest, in my opinion, is at the 66,000 mark. So when we reach the 66,000 mark, we can look of long position accordingly. It remains relevant for us to look a long position. Again, we reach it, and again, when the trend breaks, we can look a long position. If we drop below this 59,000 mark. We may get cascades of liquidation and drop down to 52,000 level. Look at these pictures and keep in mind. But the key thing, even, is the drop below 52,000. Guys, it's still a long-term priority from the 52 level. Do you agree with me? If you disagree with me, your opinion is always welcome. You can criticize me. Write the comments. The next point, guys, you need to understand that yes, we are at the 73,000 mark with you. Well, slightly above. How much have we made from the historical maximum? 10%? Even less. 7%? You must understand that 70,000 in 2021 and 70,000 now are absolutely different. Today's levels is much cheaper from 70,000 3 years ago due to inflation, due to currency devaluation. But I'm sure this is just the beginning. In my opinion, only black swan events spoil the situation. As for the correction, we're getting billions a day. So look, there is sweet set at some point. If Bitcoin continues its growth at such rates, we may face a liquidity crisis. What is this? And how does this work? Imagine there, guys, who actively start entering ATF in the zone, pouring in huge amount of money. Let's assume that the price continues to rise. It's rising, 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 rising. As it happened quickly, you see, yes, we have growth over a few weeks. And at some points, people who entering in the zone, who entered at the bottom, will start talking profits. Here they will already get 100% of their income. They will start fixing their profits and withdrawing money from ATF. Sooner or later, we will get a situation where investment are less than withdrawals, and this can create a liquidity crisis. Against the backdrop of which correction may occur potentially affects Bitcoin itself. However, you should understand this is not a story and just a one day. The volumes are increasing. I will need to look at the difference specifically in the influx of money and the money that people are fixing. You see, when someone's portfolio has already grown 2 or 3 times, they're already to withdraw money, while someone else is just getting started to earn. Against the backdrop of the difference, a liquidity crisis can arise. They can become on the factor that will lead to a decline. When will this happen? Only heck now. S&P is updating its historical maximum. Dear friends, also keep in mind how the inflation data has been published. Inflation is higher than expected. The probability of the federal pause is 100%. There is no chance that this rate will be lowered, so the market doesn't care at all. Everything is fine. Inflation no longer scared anyone, and abnormal things are happening in the stock market. You know, there is no point in arguing with the market. The market reflects the situation to us. We're just following the trend with you. If the market change, we'll change too. Oh, the most important these guys altcoins. Altcoins are larger behind Bitcoin. If Bitcoin has almost renewed its historical maximum by 10%, then Ether is just catching up to it. Now, an important point. I told you about this level, 3989. If we consolidate above it, we can look longs. Please note, we do not consider yesterday's breakthrough and now consolidate above this level. Overall, it's a pretty good entry point. The only downside could be Bitcoin decline, but I have something to say about it too. Look, we're not really afraid of Bitcoin decline. Let's open the dominance chart and understand one important thing. We have a fairly large dominance in Bitcoin. Moreover, globally, this is a downward trend in dominance. Do you understand why? Because many new coins appear and money flows. Let's look at the Ethereum chart. We're still standing together, and Ether is still larger behind. So as soon as Bitcoin falls, people will start selling. Bitcoin dominance will locally start to decline in this zone. Money will flow into altcoins, and there will be growth. Because right now, altcoins are lagging behind a lot, very lagging position. So overall, in the entire market, we need to grow at least up to here by 25%. Okay, I'm checking my notes again. I've covered the main points, so my dear ones, don't be afraid of anything. There is positive mood in the market. But if we suddenly drop below this level and consolidate here, then everything is bad. Yes, it's a correction of exactly 3%. Such correction happen, but that doesn't mean the market has turned. You understand this perfectly. So now I'll check again how much the corrected was the prices maximum when we corrected. Here it was 30%. After with the market gap, how much more? After with the market gap, another 130% in Bitcoin. You short, you understand. We are in great time, guys. It's a year of opportunities for some, a year big losses for other. So always remember risk management. Think with your own head. And remember that you can earn a lot or lose a lot. So evaluate your stage and capabilities. That's all, my dear. If it was useful for you, be sure to like, write to me about in the comments. It's very, very important for me. And most importantly, subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell, so don't miss fresh episodes. Any feedbacks, any support is always welcome. Hugs to everyone, wishing you all great profits. See you.